Top 5 anxious dog breeds, the science behind their stress. You see a dog barking at nothing, pacing in circles, or chewing everything in sight. You might think bad owner, bad training, but the truth is, sometimes it's not about disobedience, it's about anxiety. Some breeds are genetically predisposed to stress, just like some of us are wired to worry. Their instincts, their history, it's all in their DNA. In this video, we're diving deep into the top 5 dog breeds most likely to struggle with anxiety. We'll uncover the science behind their stress and give you a new perspective on these beloved but often misunderstood pups. Number 5, Cocka Spaniel. Don't be fooled by the flop. Those big, soulful eyes and droopy ears, the Cocka Spaniel might look like a cuddle bug, but don't let that fool you. These dogs are incredibly sensitive. Remember, they were bred to work closely with hunters, relying on their noses and responding to every whistle and command. They crave companionship and clear direction. Leave a cocker alone for too long and that loyalty can turn into a panic attack. They're prone to separation anxiety, noise sensitivity, and even fear-based urination. Imagine being hardwired to work side by side with your human, your senses heightened to every rustle in the brush. Now imagine that human suddenly vanishes. That's what it can feel like for a Cocka Spaniel left alone to their own devices. Their world is turned upside down. The Royal Veterinary College in the UK conducted a study that showed Cocka Spaniels ranking high for noise sensitivity, handling intolerance, and fear-based urination. These dogs are emotionally fragile, and it's not their fault. It's in their genes, passed down from generations of hunting companions. In fact, in one behavior study, over 45% of Cocka Spaniels displayed signs of separation-related distress. So, if you're thinking about welcoming a Cocka Spaniel into your pack, be ready to provide them with the constant companionship, structure, and reassurance they need to thrive. And remember, a calm and assertive energy is key to helping them feel safe and secure. Number 4, German Shepherd. Brains, brawn, and a whole lot of worry. German Shepherds, the epitome of intelligence, loyalty, and courage. They're the top dogs for police work, search and rescue, and countless other demanding jobs. But this incredible drive and intelligence come at a price. Without the right outlet, their minds become a breeding ground for anxiety. Think of it like this. A German Shepherd's mind is a high-powered engine, constantly revving, always alert. They're bred to work, to problem solve, to be on guard. Now, put that dog in an apartment with nothing to do but watch daytime TV. That pent-up energy, that constant vigilance, it has to go somewhere. And often it manifests as anxiety, hypervigilance, reactivity, or even aggression. Vets report that German Shepherds frequently show signs of generalized anxiety and noise phobia, particularly in busy urban environments. The constant sirens, the traffic, the crowds, it's enough to send their stress levels through the roof. Fact: studies show that during thunderstorms or fireworks displays, German Shepherds can experience cortisol spikes, the stress hormone, up to twice as high as calmer breeds. So, what's the solution? These dogs need a job, even if it's not a traditional one. Give them mental stimulation, give them challenges, give them an outlet for all that energy and intelligence. Agility training, obedience work, scent games, these are not just fun activities, they're essential for a German Shepherd's mental well-being. Chapter 3. The Border Collie, often hailed as the Einstein of the dog world. Their intelligence is undeniable, their work ethic unmatched. But this brilliance comes with a side of sensitivity that can easily tip into anxiety. Bred to herd sheep for hours on end, their minds and bodies crave constant stimulation. Imagine a brain that's wired to control a flock of sheep, to anticipate their every move, to work tirelessly for hours on end. Now imagine that brain confined to a small apartment with nothing to do but stare at a wall. That's the reality for many Border Collies, and it's a recipe for anxiety. They need a job, a purpose, an outlet for all that mental and physical energy. Without it, they can become obsessive, prone to panic barking, and develop chronic anxiety. In fact, in a 2020 temperament study, Border Collies scored the highest for nervous behaviors in new environments and the lowest for adaptability. These dogs thrive on routine, predictability, and a sense of purpose. They need an owner who understands their unique needs and is willing to put in the time and effort to keep them mentally and physically stimulated. Think agility courses, herding trials, frisbee competitions, anything that challenges their minds and allows them to tap into their natural instincts. Chapter 4. The Vizsla, known for its striking good looks and unwavering loyalty. They're often called Velcro dogs because they stick to their humans like glue. But this deep affection, this need to be by your side every second of the day, can be a double-edged sword. It makes them incredibly prone to separation anxiety. Imagine being bred for centuries to work in close partnership with your human, your every move in sync, your bond unbreakable. Now imagine that human suddenly disappearing, leaving you alone and confused. That's the emotional turmoil a Vizsla can experience when faced with separation. They weren't bred to be left alone for long periods. They thrive on human interaction, on being part of the pack, on knowing their place by your side. Fact: a 2019 canine anxiety report revealed that over 70% of Vizslas show signs of distress within 15 minutes of being left alone. If you're considering a Vizsla, be prepared to make them an integral part of your life. They need early socialization, gradual training for alone time, and plenty of physical and mental exercise to keep their anxiety at bay. Chapter 5. You might be surprised to see the Labrador Retriever on this list. After all, they're known for being friendly, outgoing, and eager to please. They're the quintessential family dog. But here's the catch: Labradors are highly people-oriented. We've bred them over generations to be emotionally in tune with their humans. And while that makes them wonderful companions, it also makes them incredibly susceptible to separation anxiety. When that bond they crave is broken, even temporarily, it can trigger a cascade of stress behaviors. Think about it. Labs are bred to retrieve, to work alongside their humans, to be constantly engaged in activity. They thrive on interaction, on having a job to do, on being part of the pack. Leave them alone for too long and their minds start to race. Fact: according to ASPCA data, Labrador Retrievers rank number 1 for owner-reported separation anxiety in multi-dog households. So what's the solution? Early training is crucial. Teach your lab that being alone is okay, that you'll always come back. Provide them with plenty of physical exercise and mental stimulation to keep their minds occupied. Remember, anxiety is not a sign of weakness. It's a cry for help, a way for our dogs to communicate their needs, and it's up to us, as pack leaders, to listen and respond with understanding and compassion. Does your dog show signs of anxiety? Share your story in the comments below. Let's break the stigma surrounding pet mental health and create a community of support for our furry friends. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with anyone you know who might be struggling with an anxious pup. Let's help all dogs live their best, most balanced lives.